G'day, ladies and gents, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today, we're going to be clubbing seals. Yep, it's one of those days where we go back to low tier and make new players wish that they never joined the game. Well, actually, that's not really correct because the new players get their own matchmaking. These are probably like level 30s or 20s that have come back and thinking, haha, I'm going to seal club, but no. You know seal club there. I seal club you. But regardless, we're going to have a little bit of fun and we're going to be playing the Hurricane Mark IV. Now, this should be one of, if not the last videos that I do without game audio. Hopefully, with my new audio mixer that is coming very, very shortly, I will have the ability to record my game sound and not have it polluted with like music or podcasts or stuff that I listen to while I play games because I just find it a little bit quiet. So, hopefully this is the last one. If I don't get it sorted out, then you'll know probably by the next video or two, depending on which ones I put out. I think I've still got another couple of things that I'd like to do before, but regardless, I'm really hoping for it. And by the way, you guys basically paid for it by watching and through ad revenue alone. So I honestly really thank you guys. You made that possible, so that's yours to enjoy. Anyway, on to the meat and veg of the video. Hurricane Mark IV, probably one of the most forgotten seal clubbers of all time. This plane, when it was introduced into the game, I was basically that guy that was like level 15 or 20, and going back to low tiers to sort of enjoy it a little bit more because I got a couple more kills there, and it was a bit easier for me because I was, quite frankly, pretty garbage. And so the Hurricane Mark IV was one of those planes, because I was in the Heinkel 112, it was one of those planes that really stuck out to me as one of the tough sort of seal clubbers. That, and of course the Corsair Mark 1A, really big time seal clubbers, and they still are to this day. It's just no one really remembers the Hurricane, and I don't know why. This was when I eventually unlocked it. I put the time in to go and unlock it through my my German grind, and I really enjoyed the plane. You can see here, despite I probably missed that one to be fair, getting a couple of hits, this thing is just a one-hit monster, and it is just beautiful to fly. Of course, being British, it is nothing but the most ridiculous and beautiful design at the same time. Of course, with the abomination of 40mm cannons, you might see it as an abomination, but it works out really well. It's just beautiful to fly, and it is just beautiful to gun with the, the 40mm, I believe they're Vickers S or Vickers S cannons, I think. I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. All I know is that there's a J1N1 heading towards me and a BF109 heading towards me, and I want them both, and I'm going to do my best to bonk them with my 40mm. So, who's going to be first? Is it going to be a BF109 that doesn't really see me? Now, I know a lot of BF109 pilots, especially at this battle rating, like to go in their F1 and sort of seal club. Not for you, buddy. You're going to get seal club back. And off we go into a spiral dive. The classic thing when a player doesn't really know what they should be doing is a sort of spiral dive. And honestly, that's probably one of the worst things you can do. You should just straight dive out of there, and that should give you enough speed to especially pull away from a Hurricane. A Hurricane's a really slow plane. So I'm going to pepper him, make him panic with the 303s, and try and get him to pull up. I think there's someone behind me, but it's low tier. I don't really care. It could be a friendly shooting through me, and I'm just going to enjoy the moment. Dodge a plane as it goes out through the wreck, and there's a Heinkel 100D right behind me. I'm going to pull up and out, and then I'm going to pull back in, try and go for the reversal, but obviously Hurricane is big, fat, and slow, so it doesn't really do the turny thing. Not at that speed. So I'm going to go and get myself some more speed, cool off that engine, maybe if I'm going to be responsible, which I will, and try and engage the BF-109 off there to ward towards my friendlies. This plane, honestly, throughout the entirety of me playing War Thunder, has probably been the one plane that I have actively wanted to play the most throughout my whole time playing War Thunder. It's that one plane I get excited to go on. Let's go play some Hurricane Mark 4. For the longest time, I would squad with teammates or with my mates, and we would basically exclusively play Hurricane Mark 4s, just because it was so derpy and so fun. And it was just a great way to blow off a bit of steam, a great way to have a little bit of fun, to relax, and just enjoy the game for what it is. You've got these maps, and granted they are a little bit old and outdated in terms of their polygons and etc. But it's just really, really fun to just romp around at low altitudes, not really caring about too much, and just having a good fun watching Heinkel 100s crash into trees like that. So, on to the next one. Another day, another Heinkel 100D. So, because this guy is nice and slow, I'm going to just roll back casually and follow through. Can I take as many shots as I want? Yes, I can. Tail comes off, and it's as if nothing ever was an issue. Low tier, fun tier, indeed. It is just one of those things that you surely must go back to every once in a while. I love my high tier games, don't get me wrong, but occasionally you feel burnt out, and one of the things that you just need to do is take a new lease on the game. Play some low tier, just get out of that mindset of constantly being competitive, get out of that mindset of constantly needing to win games, and just be happy to roll around in a derpy plane. And if that doesn't work for you, then definitely taking some time off the game wouldn't hurt. But for me, one of the things that I just love to do is romp around in a low tier plane. Maybe the Heinkel 100, maybe a BF-109E, maybe a Hurricane Mark 2 or Mark 4. Any sort of derpy plane that doesn't really require a brain to function. Even bombers. Taking some time out to play, for example, the Heinkel 1... Was it the 177 or the 188? Either one. I think it was the 188. It's like a 5.3 bomber, twin engine in the regular tree, and it sits, I believe, after the 264. I'm not quite sure. But certain planes, you just take a load off. Take some time out and sort of rediscover your passion for War Thunder. After playing on Steam 8,000 hours of War Thunder, it does definitely get a bit, it makes you burnt out. And just going back to things that used to make you laugh and really appreciating them, throwing on the nostalgia goggles a little bit is just great fun. And isn't that beautiful? Just a single shot, a single well-placed shot, and a nice kill to end up with a beautiful little ace at at low tier. It's just great, and it's just relaxing. It's one of those things that no one really appreciates until you finally go back to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the message that I want to send to you today is take it easy. Don't rush to top tier, and definitely remember where your enjoyment from the game comes from. It comes from those low tiers. It comes from taking off that competitive helmet for a second and just throwing on something a little bit casually. Enjoying those little things about War Thunder that make the game so special. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. And of course, I'll catch you next time.